Well, Amelia, they hit that button on me, kid.
Oh no,
Yeah, they
they
did.
beat
Hold
you
on.
to it.
There we go. So you guys want to go live? You want to you ready? You want to wait a couple seconds?
No, we can go
Do we
ahead.
sound okay?
You
You
sound
sound great.
fantastic.
Are
Yes.
we centered and everything? Is everything
Yes.
okay?
Excellent,
Yeah,
excellent,
everything's
perfect.
good.
Mhm.
You're perfect there, Frank.
Okay.
So I'll
Like
tell you what.
Angela's.
Why don't we give it a 1 minute countdown, and then we'll just we'll roll.
Sounds
Yes.
good.
Okay.
Sounds
Sounds
good.
great.
My wife gets to see what I actually do down here. I'm so happy.
I know you do down here.
Yeah, she can hear it upstairs. Come
I
here.
can hear her, hear him upstairs.
Come here.
Yeah.
Stay
What,
in
yelling
frame.
at me? You
Hey,
mean?
you know what? You know what? Should I put this on airplane mode so I don't get any phone calls or something?
You if you want to, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't want to get interrupted in the middle of this thing.
Sure. You got it.
Yeah, hang on.
Ange, I don't want to be in frame the whole time.
No, but you're gonna have to. I'll tell you what. Why don't we do this?
Why?
I'll
Why
go,
do I have to be in frame? You know, I'm not big.
She doesn't have to be in frame if she don't want to. Do not force her.
Once she talks, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna have to
But I'm
turn.
not going to talk. I just want to really listen, hon.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you want to. Okay. Well, then.
There
I'll
you
just
go.
stay a
Well, I
minute.
want you to be
Yeah.
close with me here because I feel special that you actually came down.
You want her to be close to you so she can hit you? That's a good idea.
It doesn't take much. She just grab my cup and smack me with it.
You know what? I'm not going to last long in this chair. I'm going to tell
I
you
know
that
the
right
chair's
now.
hard. It's a metal
It is.
chair.
Oh,
And I can already feel the pain up,
those are the worst chairs.
up my spine.
Well, I'll tell you what. We'll make it real quick for you, sweetheart.
Well, no, you do what you do, hon. and
Well,
then-
we're ready
Yeah.
to do this. We're rolling now. Here we
Yes.
go. Okay, you guys. In 5, 4. It's 4 o'clock in Los Angeles. It's 6 o'clock in Chicago, and in New York City at 7 p.m. Hello, everybody. I'm Mad Dog DeCipio, joined as I am each and every week by the pit bull herself, Amelia, the mouth of the South Chapman. How are you, Amelia?
Good. How are you?
I feel wonderful. I got a very special guest with me. I think I have 3 special guests tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I have our 2 guests of honors, and look who came to see Papa.
Hi.
Mama came into the studio tonight. So we have a very special show tonight, and I want to get right into it. Our special guest, ladies and gentlemen, is a guy we're just going to refer to him as Frank in Houston. I'm telling everybody he's Frank in Houston because he gets such valuable privacy as it is right now. Very little anyway. So, and Frank, I don't want to complicate your life any more than it already is. So, welcome to the show, Angelo.
Yes.
How are you, my friend?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
I want to tell everybody how I came to know Angelo and Frank through this young lady sitting next to me who happens to be Mrs. Mad Dog. This is my wife, Anita. And she introduced me via TikTok to Frank and his friends. And I said, that's a fascinating guy. And he's got a hell of a story. And I need to find out a little bit more about this guy.
Yes, absolutely.
And so Frank and I made a little connection. And Frank, why don't you just tell everybody who you are and what you do? Tell everybody what brings you here.
So it's a funny thing. So I'm a native Houstonian, born and raised in Houston. And at one point in my life, it was probably 92. I was 35-ish. I knew, you know how in life is up and down. And sometimes, you know, your finances are good, but your relationships are bad, or your health is bad, but your relationships are good. And during that time period, about 92, everything was going great. I mean, it was just amazing. The finances were good. The health was good. Relationships are good. The family's great. And so I knew I was blessed. And so I was trying to look for a way to give back and to do something. And so I started then. Actually, back then it was the Yellow Pages. I looked up in the Lighthouse of the Blind. And so I called them up and said, what can I do? And so I started volunteering with them. And that's when I met Angelo. And how long ago was that, Angelo?
30 years. No,
25.
24 years from 99 to 2023.
Yeah.
We knew each other because we went on a bike ride, and that's how I got to meet him, and he's very nice.
Yeah, it was a bike ride. It was a tandem bike ride. So I would ride on the front, Angelo would ride on the back, and they had 8 or probably 10 bikes, something like that, and 10 volunteers, and we would do that every Saturday or every other Saturday or something like that. Anyway, that's how I got started with them. Also been involved in prison ministry. I help the homeless. I've got orphans that I deal with, and so it's kind of expanded from there to other things. But it started with.
I'll tell you what,
Wow.
it's remarkable. I refer to you as Saint Frank. I really do, because you're a remarkable guy. Let me tell everybody a little bit about Frank in Houston. Frank in Houston is a financial planner and a businessman whose specialty is investments, bonds, stocks, and mutuals. He's a money guy. That's what he does. He's also a philanthropist, a caregiver, a kind and benevolent soul whose deeds of kindness and generosity have not gone unnoticed, especially by his large and growing TikTok and internet following. He loves to help people and get a leg up, especially the downtrodden and disadvantaged, the blind particularly, are friends of Frank. Tonight, you'll see and hear firsthand testimonials of the man we simply call Frank in Houston. And again, welcome to the show. I want to bring my wife into this one. Anita,
Yes.
what was it about Frank that drew you to him? Was it his friends or was it Frank initially himself?
Well, it was Frank and his friends, and all the generous things that he did for them is what drew me to follow Frank, and just his generosity.
I'll tell you what, that's a pretty telling statement coming from my wife, because she doesn't heap on praise easily, and she's usually, we're very suspect. But it didn't take me but 5 minutes to realize the genuine good soul inside this man. Amelia, you had a chance to investigate a little bit and find out who Frank is. Get some questions for Frank and Angelo.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I was watching your TikToks today, and I saw that you just go in and take them to the store, anything that they need. And that was just so wonderful that you take them to the grocery store, take them to go get their haircuts, and of course, take them to my favorite place, Whataburger. What's your favorite place to eat, Angelo?
Oh, I like anything, but I would have to pick Whataburger.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Come on.
I'll vouch for the fact that Angelo will eat anything. You're going to see proof of it tonight. I have video proof tonight.
It must be the name, because this Angelo will eat anything too.
Really?
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, let's take a little look inside the world of Frank in Houston. Here we go.
Yes.
Update on the last 3 GoFundMe campaigns that I've had where you have donated so generously. The first one you probably can see 4 or 5 videos ago, where it was a 1-year Metrolift bus pass that Adair, Angelo, and Nancy can all use for 1 year. So you gave more than enough, and you can see that video where we went downtown and bought those passes, which is great. And you gave so much that I've been able to do other things, like get their hair cut, all 3 of them, Nancy, Angelo, and Adair, get their hair cut and colored, as well as I took Adair and Angelo to get groceries and bought their groceries. I took Nancy to Walmart to buy some things. And so it allows me to do other things. And today I took Becky and Perry to get their hair done, and you paid for that, as well as Becky needed some batteries, Perry needed some more poly grip for his dentures. So you allow me to help them in other ways as well. So give you an update on the kids from
Frank, it's interesting to hear
Mhm.
you say to people that they're helping you. That you could easily finance this entire thing yourself, but it wouldn't last entirely that long before you'd go belly up. It's a very expensive proposition.
Especially, you
When
know what?
did you
Especially now with prices up. Go to a restaurant. If we go to Saltgrass or something like that, the four of us, it'll be $120. So it's
easily, sure.
yeah.
When did you realize that you had friends out there that were willing to help you?
I didn't even ask. I had a Venmo and Cash App set up, but I don't even think I asked in the beginning. But because I think the first time was really for Christmas, or when people started seeing this and they said, how can I help? And people started sending money. It was overwhelming. It's very fantastic. It's allowed me to do a lot more than just dinners. Because before I would just come and take them grocery shopping, and we might go to Whataburger afterwards because that didn't cost me much. But then because of this, now we're able to go out every week and go somewhere nice, right?
Right.
Yeah. You like Saltgrass too, right?
Oh yeah, I like Saltgrass.
Now, Frank, I'm told that there are about a half a dozen blind individuals that you're helping. There's Angelo, Nancy, Perry, I believe, Adair. There's also a gentleman, we're going to see him tonight, named Robert, that you were very instrumental in getting off the street. Who am I missing? Am I missing anybody?
Who else?
Becky.
Becky and
Becky.
Adair.
Oh, he said Adair.
Did he say Adair?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there actually was throughout the years have been other people as well as Michael and Richard and so forth that I'm not involved with anymore because they're living at the assisted living facility, and that's where Perry and Becky are. But it's Angelo, Adair, Nancy, Becky, and Perry right now the last couple of years.
Okay. And I'll tell you what, that core group, they're quite a group of characters. We're going to see some video tonight of the crew in action. You're also going to see what Frank does in his spare time. You're going to love this. Because I have a feeling, Frank, that you're quite a prankster. You come across as a nice conservative young man, nice Southern Christian guy. But I have a feeling you're quite a prankster. Let's take a little bit of a look here at one of my favorite photos of Angelo. I want to take a look at this. And this is one of my favorite.
Oh, yes.
It's Angelo looking very gangster with the sunglasses, gold chain around his neck, and a big old cowboy hat. Angelo, give me the backstory here. Tell me a little bit about the photograph of the cowboy hat and the big gold chain.
Well, we went to the Cobos and we got the boots and the hat, Western shirt. Plus, a couple of months later, I got some blue jeans to go with that.
Right. I tell you what, the outfit looks great. It suits you well. You look like a hip hop gangster from the Lone Star State.
Yes.
Wow.
Cowboy.
Now, that's another example. There is Tacova saw the videos and Angelo mentioned that he wanted some new boots. And so they invited us. It's a very nice store here in Houston, a cowboy Western wear store. And they invited us over there and they got Angelo boots, Perry boots, Adair Western shirt, you a Western shirt, Becky one. They were very generous to us. It was very nice. They must have spent $2,000 on these guys and given us stuff.
Wow.
It was very nice, wasn't it?
Yes, it was very nice.
They were nice to us too. Huh?
Yes,
it's remarkable that so many people are willing to part with their money to help you guys. It's also equally amazing, astonishing in this day and time that people are willing to do that, because you hardly see anyone now help anyone else. But once one person starts, I noticed that there seems to be kind of this locomotion, this train that starts, and one helps and then one hops on board, and before you know it, you end up like Frank on TikTok with a whole lot of people helping out and getting people dental help. We're going to see some of that tonight. Let's take a little another look at some of what Frank does in Houston.
Hey, Perry.
Yes,
This is it, man.
yes,
Get the dentures, bro. This is exciting.
yes.
All right, let's go do it.
Becky wanted to get her teeth looked at, and Dr. Stewart was kind enough to offer a complimentary visit.
This guy in, okay? So you can tell it's not in wax anymore. Good.
That's the top. Man, that looks good, brother.
And now we're gonna go and get the lower ends are gonna feel like they're floating a little bit more, okay? Go ahead and bite down for me. Look at that! Go ahead and smile for us, Perry.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
Perry.
How's that feel?
Smile again, Perry. That's incredible, man.
Look at that.
You, man.
This is what you want, right?
Yeah, he looks great. So I'm really excited for Perry.
I got my new teeth.
Now that's
Aw.
Perry. Frank,
That's
tell me a little
fantastic.
bit about Perry and how he ended up getting his teeth fixed, and how Dr. Stewart. By the way, God bless that woman. How Dr. Stewart's able to do this work pro bono.
Yeah, that's a kind of a snowball effect of all this, is because people. The great thing is people get to know and feel like they have relationships with Angelo and Perry and Adair and Becky and Nancy, because they see their personalities in the videos and they get to know them, and they have their favorites. Some Angelo's their favorite, some Adair's their favorite, and Perry's story is such that I presented that he needed dentures. He had to have all his teeth pulled out and then put dentures in place. And so this has been going on we started a year ago, starting this process. And I started a GoFundMe, and people donated $9,000 within
Wow.
3 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
incredible. It's incredible. And so then we went with the money over there, and then Dr. Stewart donated her time. We just paid for some supplies. And then we went to the specialist in this area, and Dr. Nguyen, and you can see her in the videos as well, at Adore Dentistry, and she volunteered her time as well. So we just paid for some supplies, but it was overwhelming, the love and the generosity of people to help Perry get his new teeth.
That's remarkable. Neither you have any questions for Frank or Angelo?
I don't.
Amelia, questions for Frank or Angelo?
Wow, Frank, I was noticing that you have that you play the piano beautifully.
Thank you. Yeah, it's something I have to thank my mother for, because she made me play as a kid, and I didn't want to.
That's a good thing, though.
Yes.
Frank.
It is a good
It
thing,
is.
absolutely.
Great,
Yeah, I
thing.
thank her now. I wasn't very happy about it back then, but I thank her now.
Did she
Thank
teach you? Your mom?
No, she just took me
You
to
had
lessons once.
lessons?
Yeah, and then made sure I was on the piano 45 minutes a day. You know, so, yeah.
Well, initially, when I first saw you, Frank, I thought you were an entertainment lawyer. That's what I thought you did for a living. I thought you were an entertainment lawyer. I said, this guy's playing the piano. And he dresses really well. He's either a lawyer or a banker.
Yeah.
Figured you were one or the other. But I knew you had some money behind you. Well, I thought for sure that you were an entertainment lawyer. I want to get serious here for a little bit. I want to talk about what it's like for you when you have to say no to somebody. And I'm sure you've had to do that.
Yeah. Well, obviously with the exposure, there's so many people that are messaging me and asking for help, that it's very hard to discern, because I don't know somebody that's just messaging me, and I don't know what their real story is. So I cannot, I guess, jeopardize the relationship I have with the people that follow me by getting hooked up with somebody that's might be a scam artist. So I have to be very discerning about that. And so the other people that I've helped, I've talked to them, like Roger, the recent one. I've talked to him. I've seen him. I've had a little bit of a contact before to make sure that everything's on the up and up.
You mentioned Roger. That would be Roger Sullivan.
Yes.
We're actually going to see Roger Sullivan in about 20 seconds or so. But before we do, I want you to kind of set this up in motion here. Tell everybody how you came to even know Roger.
Well, again, it's just like I was saying, there's so many people that are involved in this little community we have that one of my followers sent me Roger's video on his TikTok. And, he doesn't have that many followers. And he said, can you help this guy out? And so here's an example of somebody I would like to help out, but I wanted to make sure he was for real. He wanted to fly from Erie. He's right outside Erie, Pennsylvania. He wanted to come to Houston for the National Federation for the Blind conference that's coming up July the 1st. He's never been on a plane. He's never traveled. And this is the way I got behind it. And I talked to him and said, this guy's for real. And so I went to the followers, said, hey, can we help this guy out? We raised $2,000 to fly him down here and let him go to the conference, he and his wife. So it's a great story.
Let's take a look at that story.
One of our followers just sent me this.
Good afternoon, TikTok. I'm here to ask for your help. You don't have to. I'm not begging anybody to. If I don't get help, then I don't get help. It doesn't matter. But I'd like to go to the NFB National Convention this year in Houston, Texas. It'll be the first time I've ever been to a convention. And they say that there's a lot of information and a lot of assistance that I could get from going there.
This is Roger Sullivan. I've put a link to his TikTok if you'd like to follow him. I don't know Roger, but I would love to help out. And I know that you guys would love to help out as well. So if you know Roger, if you know a way to get hold of him, have him contact me, please, so that we can help him get to this convention. I've messaged his TikTok as well as his Instagram, and he has no Cash App set up yet. So I would love to help if we can. So if you know Roger, reach out to us so we can help you. This is the beauty of crowdfunding, where we all contribute a little bit to help each other for a bigger goal.
I just want to thank everyone who is helping me get to the NFB National Convention in Houston, Texas. Like I said before, I've never traveled my whole life. I am so excited, but I'm scared at the same time because I don't know what to expect. But it's getting closer. I'm getting close. I'm hoping that I make it, but it brings tears to my eyes that such kindness that you guys, you're spreading it everywhere.
Hey, Roger. It's Frank.
Hey, Frank.
How you doing, man?
How you doing?
Fantastic. You want to go to the conference this year in Houston?
Yeah, it'll be the first time ever, the National Federation for the Blind National Conference. And at the conference, you learn what they're trying to fight for. Like, for instance, they got the pharmacy program going for us, so it's easier for us to get our medications. Hopefully we get to go outside of the conference center and check out Houston a little bit.
Yeah, we'll definitely do that if you come in. I mean, when was the last time you flew on a plane, man?
I have never been on a plane in my entire life. I've never traveled my entire life.
Where do you live?
I live in the Allegheny Mountain region of Pennsylvania, Warren, PA. It's about 68 miles east of Erie, Pennsylvania.
You still have a job. You're still working, correct?
Yes, I work in a gym at the YMCA.
Yeah.
And I take care of the weight room, make sure everything's picked up. I use my guide cane, and people that are there, that are inside, they help me out.
That's awesome. Good for you. That's fantastic. All right, brother. So we're going to put together a GoFundMe. Hopefully people are going to help out, and we're going to get you down here, okay?
All right, thank you. Yeah, I'm kind of frightened a little bit because I've never done anything like this before.
It's exciting, man.
Yeah, it's exciting and frightening at the same time, because I've never traveled, but I've never had an experience.
All right, this is going to be a big time, baby. You're going to have a great time.
I'm hoping so. I'm sure I will.
All right. Well, I'll talk to you soon.
Now, that is a remarkable story, and that's a remarkable guy. What I found out about Roger is that he was not blind his entire life. He was able to see up until around 2007 or so.
Right.
And then he lost his sight completely.
Right.
Have you talked to him, Frank, about that and the difficulties that he's facing now?
Not extensively, but topically, yes. He told me that he was born legally blind, so he's always struggled with it. But then he went completely blind in 2007, 2008, and it's a completely different life for him now because He was used to being able to see something he can't see at all. So, and he's got a seeing eye dog and his wife to help him out. So it's a completely different life now the last 15 years.
He genuinely seems like a nice guy that's struggling to find his way now, that he's, completely at the mercy of other people.
Right.
That's got to be, like he said, it's both exhilarating and scary at the same time. And the fact that he's 57, 58 years old and has never left Allegheny, Pennsylvania. I know where he's at. He's up near Michigan. He's like way up in upstate Pennsylvania near Erie.
Exactly.
It's about an hour from the Michigan border. It's really up there. Remarkable.
Yep. A small town. So
yeah, it sure is.
It's probably well known in his town.
Oh yeah, no doubt, especially now, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about some of the difficulties that you face, Frank, extending your time. And I'm sure that the constraints on your time are demanding. When do you have a time for a private life? Do you have a time for a private life? And what do you do for fun?
I think that's overblown a little bit because, like on Saturday, if we go grocery shopping, I'll spend it, and we go out to eat afterwards. I might spend 3 hours, on a Saturday, and then during the week, like tomorrow night, we're going to go out to eat, and I might spend 3 hours doing that. So there's other things in my life I like to do. I like to bike ride. I like to go to the gym and lift weights. I like to do other things that I'm involved in. I just started kickboxing. I play the piano. I'm taking lessons to play the guitar. So I have other things besides my business. My business is time consuming as well, but it is a portion of my weekend. It's a dedication to it, but it's not overwhelming. It might be 6-8 hours a week that I'm doing this.
Remarkable. Angelo, I got a question for you.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to put you in the hot seat now. When Frank isn't around and you're on just Angelo time, what do you do for fun?
Well,
what occupies your time?
I play music. I talk on the phone. I listen to movies.
Is that it? And go out to eat?
Yeah.
The lighthouse.
I go to the lighthouse during the week, and sometimes I go visit friends on the weekends and family.
Beautiful. And where is your family from? The Houston area, Angelo?
Yes, they're in Houston.
Okay, so you're born and raised in that area as well?
Yes, I was born in the Heights area, but
okay.
I live in the Alief area. But it's nice out here, and I like it a lot. It's going to be 32 years, so I'm very happy here
in this apartment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the lighthouse.
Wow.
The Lighthouse for the Blind is a fantastic organization. That's who I got hooked up with 24 years ago. And they're the ones, and Angelo and Adair and Nancy and Becky and Perry, they don't go every day, but they go a lot during the week. You go in the morning, they're there till the afternoon. They have activities, they have lunch, they have time to spend with each other. And so it's a great way to help Angelo spend his day, right?
Yes, I go 5 days a week, and when we do go grocery shopping, Frank does a lot, so I like to get him double stuffed Oreo cookies. And I like to get him
right.
What's that?
The Swiss rolls.
Absolutely.
I want to help him out because he's always doing things for us, and I want to buy him something to show my appreciation and everybody else too.
That's beautiful.
Oh,
Angelo, I heard that you have a kind of an addiction to Swiss rolls.
I buy him for Frank.
Oh, you bought him?
Yeah, you bought him for Frank.
I give him the double stuffed Oreo cookies.
He's throwing you right under the bus, Frank.
Angelo
Frank.
and I fight the other addiction of Diet Coke, right? That's what we're
Yeah.
Because I was going to send you a case of Swiss rolls, but if they're going to Frank, I'm sure he could buy his own.
I'll buy them for him, but I do appreciate the offer, though.
And maybe I'll send them to you anyway. You can share them with Frank. Frank,
That?
let's talk a little bit about Perry, Nancy, Becky, Adair. Now, it's funny because everybody calls him Adair, but I call him Adair. Now, is he particular about that? Does he? Is his name Adair? Is that how he pronounces it?
Yes, it's Adair.
Adair.
See, and so you're
Now,
saying it wrong.
how did I am? How about that? How did Angelo? How did you come to meet Adair?
I was working, and
The lighthouse. Right?
yes, it was in '89. I met Becky and Perry and Adair, and I met Nancy 5 years later when we got laid off, and we were at Multicare too.
So you had a job at
Yeah.
the lighthouse.
Yeah, I had it for 5 years.
What were you doing?
We did subcontract work. The Winkler and spray and grow. It was assembly line work.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
That's
And
fantastic.
sometimes
Yeah.
I would work in the chemical department, like putting bottles and boxes.
Okay.
They were full of detergent, so you put 12 in a box. And one time I did pins. Put 12 pins in a box in the pin department. So
Wow.
I did a little bit of everything.
That's how you met Adair.
Yes.
So now you seem to be very friendly with Adair. He seems to be like the guy that you spend the most time with. What do you guys do together?
Well, we go to the center and we go out to eat. And that's about it.
You talk on the phone, right?
Yeah, I talk on the phone, and I talk to everybody. I call the home.
It
To talk
seems
to
to me
everybody.
that food is the center of a lot of the activity.
Yeah.
I think I could like that activity.
Oh yeah.
That's
Million
the-
questions for Frank and Angelo.
Yeah, that would be my favorite activity too.
And that's one of the blessings that this following has given us. The fact that we can go out to restaurants they've never been to before. It's amazing. It's really amazing because we've been to a lot of great places.
Oh yeah, remember the Capitol Grill?
Yeah, we went there in the private room.
Oh
and
yeah.
P.F. Chang's and Nympha's.
Oh yes, we went to Nympha's for one of my birthdays,
Hmm.
and we like this guacamayas. It's right by Diana Air.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, we're going to do a commercial right now. And then when we come back, I'm going to have to find out what's in this special drink that Angelo likes at this little Mexican restaurant. But right
Oh,
right now,
Ooh, yes, sounds intriguing.
we're gonna take a word from our sponsor. We'll be right back. Sit back and enjoy a word from our sponsor at Shopify.
Jess wanted to start a business when something surprising happened.
Today I'm going to teach you how to crochet.
She started crocheting, like a lot. And her friends noticed.
Jess, you need to sell those.
So she signed up for Shopify and started building her business.
Yes, I love that.
And after a lot of hard work, this happened.
Oh my gosh, I just made my first sale!
You see, every day, hundreds of businesses get their first sale on Shopify.
We got ding!
And the next could be you. So when you're ready to bring your idea to life
And become your own boss.
build it on Shopify.
What's Buzz Podcast wants to welcome Radioactive FM 88.6 in Wellington, New Zealand, Radio Perth, Australia, and RTL Radio 102.5 in Milan, Italy. Welcome aboard, and welcome to the Buzz. We are back with our special guests, Frank in Houston and Angelo. And a programming note for those of you following the show, June 16th, we will have television and film actor Johnny Whitaker from Family Affair. Will be with us for the entire show. You remember Johnny Whitaker as Jody and his little sister Buffy and Uncle Bill and Mr. French from Family Affair. And he will be with us on June 16th, 7 o'clock Eastern. We are back with Frank in Houston, and Anita said to give her love to everybody. She went back upstairs to TikTok, actually.
To see what's going on.
She's addicted to TikTok.
I want to thank you all for having me on this show.
Oh, I'll tell you what. honored that both of you
Oh,
are
yes,
here. I really, really am.
and thank you,
Um,
Anita. It's good to see you, by the way.
Yeah, she's a wonderful woman. She doesn't spend enough time down here, though. I think she would really like it.
Oh, yeah,
You know,
to see
you know,
you.
it'd be like you, Amelia. You know, just take a little bit to get used to the camera, but it's okay.
Oh,
I want to take a look here. I want to show a little clip of one of Frank's pet projects. It's called Boys and Girls Country. I want to take a look at this, and Frank, you and I will talk about it after the film.
Okay.
Boys and Girls Country, and my birthday bash that we had at Dave & Buster's. It was fabulous. We had a great time. Unfortunately, there was a conflict schedule, so not all of the 80 kids got to show up. But there was about 40 kids there. We gave them cards. They got to play video games. They got to shoot pool, bowl. We had pizza. We had food afterwards. It was a great time. So I appreciate your help. Appreciate your generosity. The event cost about $3,500. I put $1,000 down. You contributed $750, and my friends made up the difference there. So appreciate your help. Appreciate your generosity. It was a great time, and I look forward to doing it next year.
Frank, you mentioned having put money down to obviously secure this place. Have there been occasions when you've had to foot the entire bill for something because the funds simply weren't there from supporters?
So this deal, which I'm very proud of, by the way, on my birthday 10 years ago, I wanted to do something. So I just Googled Houston orphanages, and this place came up, Boys and Girls Country. And so they have 80 kids between the ages of 5 and 18 that live there because their families are in crisis. The father's in prison or the mom's a drug addict, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And so I called them up and said, for my birthday, I would like to take them all to Dave & Buster's. And so we started this. So to answer your question is, it can cost anywhere from $3,500 to $4,500 every year to do that, to give them cards where they can play. We have pizza and bowl and so forth. And there have been years when I have paid a lot of it, but I have friends that have helped out every year as well.
That's remarkable. I thought to myself, just looking at a handful of the hundreds and hundreds of, literally hundreds of video clips between TikTok and Instagram and any number of platforms, because you guys are everywhere. It's remarkable. And you've got an amazing amount of support. I thought to myself, it's got to be a very expensive proposition, some of this stuff. And you know, I'm sure people are generous, but let's be honest, Frank, they're not generous to a fault. Yeah. At some point, you know, you may have to knock on doors to get funding for your projects.
Right.
Have you had to do that at up to this point?
Well, and that's funny you bring that up, because for whatever reason, this thing with my Boys and Girls Country kids, it has never caught on. And it's my favorite thing. It's really something I'm really proud of. And for some reason, it hasn't caught on with followers, and they haven't really overwhelmed me like they did with Perry or with Roger as far as contributions go. So to answer your question again, there have been times where I've had to make up a lot of the funding of that. But I have definitely called friends, and friends are happy to help to a point.
Yeah, I thought about that, and I thought, man, it's got to cost this man a small fortune. You know, fortunately, you do have a great deal of help, and so far, knock wood, they've been there for you up to this point, which is good, and God willing, they'll still be there. What I would like to do, Frank, is, if it was okay with you, of course, I'd like to utilize this show as a platform to generate some interest in the Boys and Girls Country, if that's all right.
Oh, man, that'd be fantastic. I tell you also is because, Angela, there's so many other things I would like to do, but I'm hampered by the fact that, it costs money to do some of these things.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're very fortunate here because it doesn't cost us anything, and I own the network. And we have sponsors that we don't, It's interesting. We don't, and I explained this last night to our guest. We have sponsors, but we don't trade money. They advertise our show on their, for example, Shopify.
Yes.
They put us out wherever they are. And
Wow.
in turn, we advertise their product. No money ever exchanges hands. As Amelia and I, we do this ad hoc. We're not getting paid for this.
And I might have somebody else that can help. My husband, Jeff Chapman.
By the way, yes, and her husband, Jeff. And she'll tell you about that in a second. I wanted to let you guys know, Amelia is a Texas girl. She's from Odessa.
All right.
Odessa.
Born
She
and
knows
raised there.
Houston very well. She knows Houston very well.
Yes.
So, Amelia, I'm going to let you up here. I'm going to put you in the big camera.
Yes.
And tell Angelo and Frank what's going on.
Yeah, my stepson, well, he passed away 3 years ago already, but he used to work for Smash Burgers. I don't know if you guys remember going to Smash Burgers.
Sure.
He was a manager there, and he just says, "Mom, you have to come down here because we have the Houston Astros and then we have the Texans." And I was like, he goes, "We have J.J. Watts." I said, "Don't you get me started on J.J. Watts over there." Have you guys ever been to a football game?
Yes, we went to the Texans game.
How did you like it?
It was very good. I enjoyed talking to the fans, and we met some other fans from the other team, and they were very nice. They shook our hands and
The music.
Oh yes, it was very nice.
I that's what I wanted to do is one day is go to one of those games. And the only thing I didn't like about where I come from is in the west part of Texas, it's so dry heat. But you guys have the ocean, and that's what I love about that. Have you been to the ocean?
You've been to Galveston?
A long time ago, probably.
Oh, I love the ocean. Over here where I live now in Florida, I don't really go to the ocean very much, but I know Angela loves to go to the beach. Don't you,
I
Angela?
love the beach. I live about 40 minutes from the beach.
That's about the same for us as well.
Yeah, I'm about 40 minutes from Atlantic City, and which is a whole nother world by itself. And then I'm about an hour and 15 minutes from a place called Wildwood. If you know the old song, Angelo, "Wildwood Days" by Bobby Rydell.
I don't
Well,
think
you might be too young. I don't know. You might be too young. I'm not sure.
Wanted to mention one thing. That's another example of what people that follow us have done, because the Houston Texans, they reached out to us and said, "Hey, we want to invite you to a football game." And so they gave us first class service to go to the game and wait on us.
Wow.
That's fantastic.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, there's a video on it, about a year ago when we went. That was a great time.
Yeah, we enjoyed it.
That was
I
fun.
love that.
I want to show everybody, because we have quite a little audience here. We broadcast primarily on radio, and right now we're looking at about 10.5 million people. So that's who's listening to you right now.
That's incredible.
Somewhere around 10.5 million. And largely, though, here's the thing. Here's the interesting thing. 90% of my audience is overseas.
Yes, it is. It's unbelievable. And
Italy, Germany, Ireland, New Zealand, Australia. In fact, my guest last night was from Australia on the show. I want to show a little bit more video. This is kind of, I call this the Frank reel. So this is, I think this is Perry getting the rest of his teeth. And I think there's, you're on the rest of here, Frank. Well, let's listen to it.
Video. Everybody wave, everybody wave.
And this is the Boys and Girls Country. How's that for a segue?
I need your help. August the 4th is my birthday. And on my birthday, 10 years ago in 2012, I began taking 80 kids from Boys and Girls Country to Dave & Buster's to play games, bowl, shoot pool, and eat pizza. It's a fabulous event. Everybody has a great time. And we were doing it every year until 2020. We had to stop because of COVID. So we have not done it the last 2 years, but we're starting up again this year, and I'm very excited. Boys and Girls Country is a home for children whose families are in crisis. And the kids moved there for their safety and protection. Many of these kids were abandoned by their parents, or they were not taken care of properly. Or maybe the grandparents just can't do it anymore, and they get moved from place to place to place. And they're functionally homeless. So now they have a place to live in Boys and Girls Country. There are 80 kids between the ages of 5 to 18 that live there. It's a fabulous environment. It's a loving environment. They're well taken care of. And there's an emphasis on education because many of these kids go on to college. This is where I need your help. The event costs about $6,000. I have put up $1,000 myself, but I have set up a GoFundMe for this event. I also have Cash App and Venmo on my link tree if you'd like to help.
Well, I'll tell you what. I don't know what we can do here, folks. You guys listening to me out there?
Yes.
In Radio Land, my friends in New Zealand, Australia, in Italy, Ireland, Germany. If you want to send some lira, marks, yen, pounds, whatever you want to do, Frank in Houston will get that money and convert it. We need your help. It's called Boys and Girls Country, and these kids are homeless, essentially homeless. So get it together for Frank and his friends in Houston. We need your help, and let's raise some money. The other thing, Frank, is you can put Anita and I down for, I'm going to commit to $200.
Wow, thank you. Thank you very much.
I wish it were more, but that's what we can do.
Oh, it's fantastic. Just think if everybody did that. That's fantastic.
You got it, my friend. You got it. And so I'm going to tell my wife after the show that we just committed to $200. There you go. Now,
you know what I'm going to do? Because you brought this up, I'll set up a GoFundMe because it's coming up in August just for the event. And so we'll have time to promote that.
Excellent. Excellent.
Fantastic.
What I'd like to do now, Amelia, is, and I want to just let this play, and we'll talk to Frank after the end of this loop. This is kind of a day in the life of Frank. So let's take a look.
With your family on Easter?
Yes, I'm going Sunday.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, I'm gonna go visit and see how everybody's doing.
That's cool. And what are you gonna do, Nancy?
I'm going to Austin. With my family.
So you can be with your sister, right?
Yeah. And Paul and our friend Dina.
That's great.
And
how long you be there?
Probably on Monday afternoon.
Let's go look at your closet again. Yeah, it looks a lot better now, man.
Yeah, we look better.
Angelo, your closet looks like mine, brother. When it was messy.
Yeah, I got rid of a lot of stuff, and I'm glad.
Yeah, I got news for you.
I went through mine too, and I got rid of a lot of stuff.
Mine don't look much better.
The one that I did, I donated some stuff. I gave it to Frank so that he could take it to the Salvation Army.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Ange. I have a Goodwill right around the corner from me, and it's like literally 5 minutes away. So when I clean out my closet, they end up getting a lot.
Oh, we have.
Let's take a look at this.
A lot of stuff.
I appreciate you taking it to Goodwill.
That's good. Let's look at a little more stuff here. Got some stuff on the floor here I want to pick up. That's a lot better, man. See, it's a lot cleaner. Go around and feel where the jackets are, and then you can feel where the shirts are.
Oh yeah,
and then
fixed up the
pants are over there. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot cleaner. All right, Angela, looks a lot better, a lot cleaner.
Thank you, Frankie.
You're welcome. What's the car, Angela?
There you go. Okay.
Right there you go. There you go. Hey there, you think you got a cold?
Well, I might.
What, you got a cough or anything?
Well, I was coughing, but it's kind of stopped now.
You sound a little rough.
Yeah, still.
How you feel? You have a fever or anything?
No, I'm all right.
First, we did grocery shopping before we got haircuts.
All right, so what you guys need today?
I'm gonna get some fruit.
Fruit in the cup?
Yeah.
So this is the, it's got cantaloupe and grapes in it. What you want?
It's good.
Here, let's put this down here.
Okay.
You want a bag salad?
Yes.
Oh man, here's a bag salad.
Okay, I'll put it down.
Hey there, how many bananas you want?
Maybe 4.
4?
Yeah.
I want the same thing.
4 bananas?
Yes.
Hey there, you want any sandwich meat?
Yes.
What do you want? Salami?
Yeah.
Salami. All right, man, here's a salami. Yeah, I guess that's it. I mean, we got turkey sausage and turkey hot dogs, right?
Right.
Angelo, I got a question for you, son.
Okay.
What's with the turkey hot dogs and turkey sausage?
Well, I don't eat the regular lunch meat anymore because, I don't know, I just feel that turkey is healthier.
It is a lot healthier.
Good
And
for
I don't
you.
eat regular lunch
Good
meat.
answer.
Mhm.
I
Good
turned him on to
answer.
the turkey sausage, though. Remember?
Yeah, and hot dogs.
I love turkey sausage. I really do.
Mhm.
No, I didn't
Yeah.
know if there was any particular reason if you didn't like the taste of like regular hot dogs. But turkey hot dogs, to me, I'll tell you what, I can't really tell much of a difference. I really can't. How about you? Can you tell difference?
Yeah, well, it makes me sleepy when I eat it.
Oh yeah, because it's got tryptophan in it.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, let's take a look at it.
because it's healthy.
Right here. What else you need?
Some Arizona tea and some candy. That's it.
Arizona tea and some candy?
Yeah.
What kind of candy you want?
Some Easter candy.
Easter candy.
Yeah.
All right. These are those Swiss rolls.
Okay, get them, buddy.
You want to get some Swiss rolls?
I'm going to get them for you.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
I want to help you out. You're always helping us out.
That was the line of the entire night. You're always helping us out. I want to help you out.
Mm-hmm.
And so, what does he do, Amelia? He buys him
Swiss rolls. Yes.
My favorite junk food snack of all time.
And that you can't have anymore.
That I can't have anymore because I'm a diabetic. That's probably how I became a diabetic. Oh man, let's take a look.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
Enjoy it.
Here we are, back again, right where we started from.
Now, Frank, this is Robert. Before I get into Robert's story, where did you meet Robert? Under what circumstances? How did all that happen? Let me bring you up here in the big screen and kind of fill me in on what happened, how you met Robert.
So this is COVID. This is when COVID just started in March, when we couldn't go to restaurants, we couldn't go to malls, we couldn't go to the gym, couldn't go to church, we couldn't do anything. And so we were all stuck at home, but I was still driving to my office. I office by myself. I was driving to my office to talk to my clients. And on the way to work at a stop sign, Robert was there under the freeway, living in a tent under the freeway at the time. And I pull up at the stoplight. We talk for a couple minutes and I go on. I come back the next day. We talk for a couple minutes. And he turned out to be a really interesting guy. We grew up in the same neighborhood, which kind of struck me that we grew up in the neighborhood. And here I am in the car and he's outside living under the freeway. But he said, you know, about 3 or 4 times into it, he goes, Frank, I want a job. I want a job. So I took him in my car. We went to my office and we applied online at H-E-B and Kroger and Walmart. And so Kroger called him back and he's got a job and it's a success story. I mean, he just needed a little assistance, but he is self-motivated, determined, and a hard worker.
I heard that, and it actually kind of hit me a bit. I'm gonna share a story with you that I've not told you. I was homeless for a period of time in my life. I was homeless for almost a year.
Wow.
I slept on park benches. I slept in dumpsters, and one day, the dumpster that I was sleeping in started moving. I didn't realize it at the time, but it was being hoisted above a trash truck. I almost ended up when I popped the lid on that thing, the guys emptying the trash looked like they saw a ghost. I'm not even kidding you.
Wow.
I'm not one word of this is exaggeration. Not one. So I ended up sleeping behind a pizza store. Interesting story. Because the guy that owned the pizza store gave me a job making pizza because I'm a very competent pizza maker. But he didn't give me a place to live. And here's what he said. You'll never appreciate the comfort of a bed until you know the until you know the stiffness of a sidewalk.
Well said. That's well said.
Yeah, exactly. And that man's name was Dominic Iannucci, and I will never forget him.
That's a great story.
The other thing is I ended up once again homeless, and I ended up this time I had a van, and I ended up in a van in Tennessee, far from my comforts in New Jersey. So, and I met some people there that were, you want to talk about sweet Southern angels. Boy, did God bless me with a bunch of angels. A bunch of angels with funny accents in Tennessee. But I'll tell you what, I can absolutely appreciate what you're doing for these people. I really, really do. My heart goes out to you, and my hand goes out to you. I want to take a look at the rest of what I call the Frank reel. Let's take a look at this, and we'll come back after the break here, and we'll talk. Right now, let's take a word from our final sponsor. Angelo, you might want to cover your ears for this one, son. Do you have sweaty balls or volleyball netty balls? It's time to make them ready balls. The Manscaped.com Lawnmower 3.0 will do the job and clean your knob with its patented no-nick head, so your head will function as desired. Enter promo code WrestlingFuture for a generous 20% discount. That's enter Wrestling Future for a 20% discount. Manscaped.com and Wrestling with the Future, going balls to the walls with Manscaped.com. And the Lawnmower 3.0, your balls will thank you. And so will we.
Oh, that's right. You got to
There you go. We're back.
Angelo wanted to tell you something about the cleaning his closet.
Yes, sir.
Well, I just wanted to do it and get rid of a lot of stuff.
How do you find the shirts?
Oh, he put them on the right side, so I know where to look now.
For the shirts.
For the shirts.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's the best place too, because that's you have them organized. My mom always taught me the same thing. Have my pants in a certain area, have my sweaters a certain area, my shirts, everything like that. So it's easier to, keep track
Angelo,
of.
what size do you wear?
I wear an extra large.
Okay. All right, so you're probably about my size, actually. How tall are you?
5'4".
You are my size. That's okay.
Yeah.
I think maybe I'm going to send him some clothes. Can I do that, Frank? Can I send him some clothing?
Yeah, it's funny because it's a mix between large and extra large. He's like right in between.
Okay.
I think the shirt he has on right now is a large, actually.
Okay.
So it's right in the middle.
So it depends on the cut then.
Yeah.
You got it. Okay. I will take care of that for you.
You like these collar shirts, right?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Those are nice.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Because I got brand new shirts in there I've never worn.
Wow.
Yeah. Good stuff. All right, let me show the rest of this and take a look at this, guys.
2.5 years, man. This is where we met, underneath the bridge right here. It don't seem like it's been that long, but it has. Your life is totally changed. Man, that's good. Anybody who asks me, do I think I would be where I am right now? I would say no possible way. Right now, I'm on cloud 9. About to get married. About to get married in 2.5 weeks. Oh, man. Who would have imagined? That's awesome.
I love the fact, Frank, I love the fact that you took Robert back to the scene of the crime, as it were. I love that.
Yeah.
But please tell me that was deliberate.
Oh yeah. We wanted to go back and celebrate, where he is now compared to then, which is such a contrast, obviously, as you know firsthand. So we wanted to celebrate that, and that's why we went back there, just to relive that.
Absolutely. I do know firsthand.
Yeah.
Let's watch the rest of this.
It's your life now, man. From the living under the freeway to here, a nice apartment.
I couldn't have asked for nothing better.
And the bonus package is you got a good-looking woman with you.
I got a beautiful woman.
So you're all about to get married?
Yes, sir.
That's awesome.
Actually, we get married the 22nd of this month.
How long y'all been together now?
A year on the 24th.
On the 24th of December?
Yeah.
Really? So on your honeymoon, what are you going to do, Misty?
We're going to go to New Orleans.
New Orleans. Why do you want to go to New Orleans?
I want to eat some Cajun food and go to the casinos.
That'd be great.
I'm still amazed by Robert's story. I mean, to go from being homeless, living in a tent underneath the freeway, going through the cold of winter and that heat during the summertime, and to have the drive and the determination and the work ethic when he got a job, just to keep going, just amazing. Great story, great success story. Robert has done a phenomenal job, and now he starts the next step, going to get married with Misty. I'd like
And that's the best. I love
That's
it.
really cool.
That's the best. That was great. I wanted to ask you, Frank, where were you guys going all dialed up?
Where did we go?
We went to the Longhorn.
Longhorn Steak.
Oh, that's one of my
Oh,
favorites.
okay.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Frank, is there anything you'd like to promote tonight? You've got about 8 minutes that you can promote whatever you want, and then we'll say goodnight to everybody.
I think that going forward right now, there's a couple of things. I haven't announced it yet, but Nancy has been having problems with varicose veins. So I'm going to take her to the doctor for that. She's been having pain and discomfort. So that's something I'm going to research and find a doctor and take her there, because she's concerned about that. Perry's teeth getting finished. We have probably another month where it's going to be finalized, and he'll have the clamps to put in for his bottom dentures. So I'm sure there'll be some expense there as well. And then the big thing coming up, and then Roger needs a little more money. And so I'm going to promote that again, probably the next couple of weeks. But the big thing coming up is the Boys and Girls Country in August, because that's going to be a big ticket item that I'm going to have to start promoting and working for. So I appreciate the exposure that you're giving. And
I
that.
think what we're going to do here, and Amelia, we'll get all the information for Boys and Girls Country, and we'll post it on our hub.
Oh, absolutely,
on our link
yes.
tree. We have a pretty substantial link tree. Well, all of our links are there. All of our hubs are there.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I love the idea of Linktree. It's just go to one page and everything's there.
Right.
Which is great. Amelia will do that.
Oh, yes.
So just make a note, a programming note for us that we'll do that. Boys and Girls Country. We'll do that every show from now till August.
Mm-hmm.
And Angelo, do you have anything you want to promote?
Well, I just want to say that I hope that, whatever Frank does, I hope that it's a success. And,
I'll tell you what.
Oh, you're so sweet.
From your mouth, brother, to God's ears, and I think God heard loud and clear.
Oh, yes. Is there any other albums, Angelo, that you would like to have that you don't have?
Freddie Fender, greatest hits of Freddie Fender.
Yeah, but I can't think of anything else.
He'll think of something tomorrow.
Right?
Guarantee it.
Well, let me know, and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll get it out to you.
Yes, we'll get it
But
out
remember,
to you.
Angelo, I never need an excuse to go to the record store,
Right.
okay? Just so you know that.
Oh, okay.
It's my favorite place, okay?
That sounds good. You like 70s music?
I love it. Are you kidding? I was a disc jockey in the 70s.
Wow.
I was riding
what
the
I
crest of
mostly
the wave. Let me
wrote with
tell you how
70s.
life is funny. I was making big bank back in the 70s. I was the king of disco back in the 70s. And I was riding the crest of the wave. And then disco died and everything took a header, and I married a crazy person. And I got divorced from a crazy person, and I ended up homeless for a little while. And that was the best lesson I ever learned in my life. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I learned if I could survive that, I can survive absolutely anything. Nothing you put in my way is an obstacle. It's always a challenge and a lesson. And that's how I look at my life now. They said to me 5 years ago, 5.5 years ago, this radio station will never get off the ground. Want to bet? Here I am 5.5 years later with almost 11 million people listening.
That's amazing. Good for you. Congratulations.
Keep up the good work.
So never let anybody tell you it's impossible. Tell them I said bullshit. Okay?
Things are always possible.
You got it.
That's right.
All right. I'll tell you what. Let me do this. Amelia?
Yes.
I'm going to bring you up into the big camera tonight. Tell everybody what's happening with us. What's coming up on What's the Buzz?
On May 22nd and 23rd, we're going to have Bohemian Grove Part 1 and 2.
We are going down the rabbit hole called Bohemian Grove. What really happens behind the wooded seclues of Northern California? Well, we'll find out. We've got some video from inside Bohemian Grove.
Yes.
What else, Amelia?
And on the May 24th, we are going to be speaking with Joe Cohen from
Joe Kahn from
Cohen.
the Institute for Free Speech in America. That will be a barn burner. Pastor Steve Kwiatkowski will be with us that night to explore what has happened to our free speech. What else we got coming up, Amelia?
And we're going to have a lady by the name of Stephanie on Saturday. We're going to be doing a recorded show with her 12 noon our time to talk about amputees.
We're doing a special show on living life without limbs. This is a special show to me because my sister was a double amputee. She's no longer with us. We lost her about 5 years ago now. And I'll tell you what, it's going to be a show that needs to be done. It will not be for everybody.
No.
We will issue a disclaimer for that show. It's not for everybody.
And then we're going to have
listen or watch at your own discretion. What else we got, Amelia?
And then part 2 will be of a cousin of mine and Jeff's Melissa on May 30th. So we're going to talk about her story.
She'll be joining us live on the air.
Yes.
On the 23rd, is that
on the 30th of May?
The 30th. Oh, that's right. Yes.
After, of course, Memorial Day, which will be
after Memorial
that day.
Yes, we will not do a show on Memorial Day in honor of our veterans. And again, we have a couple of very important shows coming up. We have the Church of Scientology has agreed to talk to us.
Yes.
They will be with us on the air. Of course, Leah Remini will not be here. That was one of the stipulations. If Leah's here, we're not coming on.
Unless we can
I assure you, Leah Remini will not be here. We will have the Church of Scientology. Again, Johnny Whitaker, television actor and film star, will be here on June 16th. Mark that date down.
Special night, Friday night.
That's a special Friday episode of Johnny Whitaker on What's the Buzz podcast. What else we got, Amelia?
Well, on June 5th and 6th, we're going to talk about CERN.
We are going down the rabbit hole called CERN.
Again.
Again. And the Mandela effect and the Matrix and what's really happening in Geneva. Some say it's the devil's playground. Some say it's the devil's domain. Only God knows.
But
and neither are talking right now.
No, but if there is a rock to lift or a door to open that says "Do not open," I'm going to open it and I'm going to lift that rock.
If they tell us don't do it, we're going to do it. You know how it works around here.
Oh yes,
absolutely. All you got to do is tell Frank. Here's how simple we are, Frank. Tell us don't do something, and we're going to do it.
Yeah. Don't open it. We're going to open it.
An open invite for the pit bull and the mad dog. Absolutely.
Do not enter. We're going to enter.
Absolutely. Of course we will.
Yeah.
Why?
Little rebellion there. Little rebellion.
Yeah.
Because we need to.
Yes.
Absolutely. We need to.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So I will tell you, for Frank and Angelo in Houston, Texas, for Amelia, the pit bull, in somewhere deep in Florida, formerly from Texas. We are in Florida. Wesley Chapel, Miami. Where the hell are you?
Wesley Chapel. Mm-hmm.
Wesley Chapel, Florida. And for me in the Big Apple, I'm the Mad Dog.
And thank you so much, everybody. Anita. Thank you so much, Anita.
Wife, to my beautiful wife, darling, sweetheart. Thank you for joining me on the show. Yes. She stayed actually 10 minutes longer than I thought she would be here.
Thank you, Anita. Mwah. Thank you, Anita.
Frank and Angelo, don't leave when we go off the air. Stay there for me, okay?
I want to make sure that everybody follows me on YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok. Frank in Houston, please.
I definitely will.
Absolutely, Amelia, for sure. And we'll put it in our description too here.
Yes.
Yep,
Thanks.
absolutely.
Thank
for
you,
Frank
Angelo.
in Houston, for Angelo, for Amelia, the Pitbull Chapman, I'm the Mad Dog. Take care, everybody. We'll see you next time on What's the Buzz, America's Bobcast. Good night, folks.
Thank you.